Alright, the task we've been working on having to deal with slope and finding the slope. How can I model my knowledge of how to find slope from two given points or two coordinate pairs? So here in class, what we talked about, we discovered that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is my formula to find the slope using the two coordinate pairs. Well, just like I told you in class, one thing that we can do is go ahead and label your coordinate pairs. Remember, x always comes before y, and 1 always comes before 2. So I have x1, y1. Everything in that first coordinate pair is going to be 1s. In the second coordinate pair, everything is going to be 2s. So in that case now, I am able to just take and plug these things into my formula. For example, like 3. You have y2, so you have negative 8 minus the y1, which is 6. And then on the bottom for the x2, you have negative 4 minus 3. And so I just draw my lines to exactly where what I'm going to be subtracting. So negative 8 minus 6, it's going to give me negative 14. And then negative 4 minus 7, or minus 3 will be negative 7. So in that case, I know I just need to reduce my fraction down to the lowest term. I know in this case, 14 divided by 7 is going to be 2. Negative, negative, 2 negatives make a positive, so it's going to equal 2. And I'm going to put it over 1 so I can have my rise overrun. So now, if I want to graph this, just like in class I told you, go ahead, we want to make sure that we start at 0, 0, just for sake, because I'm just wanting to focus on slope today. And I know, again, my slope was 2. So I can start at 0, 0, and remember, I have to rise first, 1, 2, then I run. Up 1, up 2, and I just continue that same pattern, up 2 and over 1. Well, I can start here and go down 2 over 1. And what I've done is I've created the linear line that the slope would create. So let me go ahead and connect those. And as you work these, oh, now that's about as straight as you can be. But as you connect them, you're actually supposed to have a straight line with a slope of 2. Alright, the second one is we worked in class. Again, I want to remember my formula. All I want to do is plug things in. So in this case, I have negative 5 minus 3, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x2 was 6. Then you have minus, then I have negative 6. Well, negative 5 minus 3, negative 8 over 6 minus a negative, 2 negatives makes it a positive. So it's going to be 6 plus 6, and you have negative 8 over 12. Again, I just need to reduce down my fraction, but 4 will go into both of these. So I'm going to divide both of them by 4. Negative 8 divided by 4, you have negative 2. 12 divided by 4, you have 3. So in this case, I have negative 2/3 as my slope. Again, I'm going to start at 0, 0. I know I have a negative, so if I go up 2, I have to go negative 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 2, over 3, up 2, over 3. And again, the same thing, I come back down, and I can go down 2, over 3, down 2, over 3. Again, I connect my line. Hopefully, I'll get it somewhat close with a slope of negative 2/3. As I go down to number 5, and again, I'm wanting you to compare what you get to what I'm showing here. That way, write down any specific questions That way, when you come back to class tomorrow, we can actually talk about them specifically and clear anything we need to up. So again, for number 5, I'm just going to draw y2 minus y1. Well, I have 2 minus 2 over 3 minus negative 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 minus a negative 4, well, I'm going to have 7. 2 negatives is going to make a positive. Okay, in this case, remember I have 0 divided by 7. I can divide that, and it's going to be 0. So if I want to show a 0 slope, again, I'm just going to use the line right here above, 0 slope straight across. It's still a function. I do my vertical line test. You see, it's still a function with just no slope. And the last one. Again, y2 minus y1, I get negative 5 minus 7 over 2 minus 2. Negative 5 minus 7 more, I get a negative 12 over 0. But if you notice, if you try to even do it in a calculator, it won't do it. You can't divide any number by 0. So in this case, you're going to have the no solution. Well, just like I did with the 0 slope, except I know now no solution. I can go straight down. And then again, if I do my vertical line test, you're going to hit all kinds of coordinate pairs along this line, which it only takes more than one coordinate pair in the vertical line test to mean it's not even a function. So in this case, you're going to have no solution. So what I would like you to do tomorrow, make sure you have your work, and I want you to write one specific thing you have learned from this, and I also want you to write a specific question that you still have or something that you struggled with that we can talk about in class.